Hello, Dustin Zarni here, Democratic Elections Commissioner in Onondaga County, and happy Valentine's Day, February 14th, or as I call it, fall in love with your party day. That's right. Today, February 14th, is the last day to change your party registration if you want to vote in the June primary. So what does that mean? What's going on? Oh man, my camera's all doing kinds of weird stuff, but that's okay. So what does that mean? If you want to vote in the June primary and are already registered to vote, today is the last day to change your party. Unfortunately, it is also a received by day. I have been talking about this for the last week or two, but if you want to change your party, you have to have your registration into the Board of Elections today to change your party and vote in the June primary. So if you're a Democrat but just want to be a Republican or vice versa, or you're not enrolled in a party and you want to enroll in a party, you have to get this done by today. And that means it has to be in our office, not postmarked. This is a quirk in this law, something that I've tried to work with lawmakers to fix, but it hasn't quite done so yet. But it's something that I'm hoping will get fixed in the future. But as of this today, it is a received by date, which means that you have until 5 p.m. to get to your local Board of Elections office and put in your registration to change your party. You cannot do it online. In fact, the online applications was last Friday. Because the boards of elections will receive those the Friday's DMV applications on Monday, and the stuff that was done over the weekend would not be timely. So if you want to make sure that your party is changed, you have to physically go down to your Board of Elections. Postmark will not work, and change your party registration. Now, if you're a new registrant, that means you haven't registered in New York before. You actually have until 25 days before the June primaries, or June 3rd, to register and be enrolled in a party. So if you're not registered already, you're not changing your party, then you're fine. You don't have to get that done today. What else is going on? Well, next week we will be populating our election districts. And that will give us our registration numbers for petitioning, which will start on March 1st. However, it's a little different this year because of redistricting. So boards of elections right now, currently we're doing it as well. We're getting ready to create election districts and get all of our lines together that came out for the state assembly and Senate districts and congressional lines, the new lines that are in place. We have to have this work done by Sunday because on Monday, the state board, even though where offices are closed, are going to pull from our system all of the different registered voters in the different election districts and have those ready to go. And then we'll be giving out petitions requirements next week for our petitioning starting March 1st. So how many signatures you got to get from a particular party to get on the ballot for elections here in New York. So it's a very busy time in February for us. And with redistricting thrown in the middle of it at the last minute, it's really actually been a very, very busy time for boards of elections. So, but if you want to change your party registration, you got to get that done as of today. Finally, there's not much else is going on this week. I believe it's on Wednesday is the Onondaga County Democratic Committee will make its choices for Congress. Again, only 3 of the 7 candidates are on the ballot there because they had a deadline in January to declare your candidacy. This does not mean that the candidates that are not on the ballot will not go for it in the primary. In fact, I think all of them have said they are. And the ones who lose the designation doesn't mean they won't go for it in the primary. Many of them have said that they're committed to that. So it's one step in the process, but next week I'll let you know what that process entails and how that turned out. and what that means for the winner of that designation. But again, remember, it's only one of every 7 counties in the district now. So we're not really sure, what this means, but it means a lot to the 600 plus Onondaga County Democratic Committee members who will be taking part in that. So, but in a county of 100,000 or so Democrats, that lets you know that, primaries sometimes happen, and sometimes the party nominee wins, and sometimes the party nominee loses. So that's what's happening, locally in politics. This is really going to be kind of a quick Commissioner in a Car, because I got several different things that I'm doing to get ready for the election. In fact, I had a cybersecurity tabletop exercises earlier today that our county participated in to make sure that we're ready in case of any kind of cyber attack. I also will be getting ready for our convention that's starting March 1st for all the New York State Elections Commissioner Association. Last week I testified in front of the New York State budget hearings. That's on my website at dustinsarney.com. You can go under testimony and see that testimony. I testified for aid for all local boards of elections in the New York State budget. And I also had my final redistricting Wonky Wednesday with the assembly districts. I put that up last week. This week I'll be diving into the census data from now April of 2020, so it's almost 2 years old. But we're going to take a look at the areas around Onondaga County that may need help in registering voters, and we're going to see which places the eligible voters are actually registered, and then we will see how that matches up from town to town and in the city of Syracuse. So check that out. And then finally, last week I had on Zoom with Zarni my friend Christine Wood, Public Citizen. We had a great discussion about the national voter rights pushes that are going on and the suppression that's going around the nation. It's a great discussion. And then this week I'll be having Chris Ryan, the new floor leader of the Onondaga County Democratic Caucus of the Onondaga County Legislature. And we'll be talking about the leadership change and his push towards fair districting and what's maybe next with the lawsuit happening with that. We'll have a nice little conversation about that. That'll be releasing this Friday. I got a question here. Judith said that I've read that there are some people who are encouraging people to literally pull out the plug on voting machines. I haven't heard that. Our voting machines are manned by our election inspectors. They are not left alone. They are supposed to be, in our polling places that if anybody tried to touch the voting machine other than putting a ballot in there, they'll be stopped. And by the way, pulling out the plug on a voting machine won't do anything. We have 5-hour battery backups on every one of our machines. So, that's not going to stop them from working. So they can try to do whatever they want. If they did try to mess with a voting machine inside of a polling place, they would be met with resistance and probably arrest, because that would be interfering with the election. And our polling place coordinators know what to do in that case. So I'm not really worried about that particular rumor. Although the craziness is out there, and it's every day is a challenge here at the Board of Elections, and I'm honored to be here. But I can't say that it hasn't been challenging the last several months and the last several years. Also check out on my website, I've actually been adding old stories onto the website. I think I'm back to now January of 2019. I've been able to add a whole bunch of old press clips, and I did a little bit of a release on talking about what, kind of reminiscing about the first half of 2019 and when reform came to New York. I'm kind of doing that on my website to try to, It's almost like a journal, I guess, but it's a blog. But it's also just a way to reflect back at different times of our election. In my time as an elections commissioner, I hope to go all the way back to 2013 eventually and put stuff on there. But check it out. Go to DustinZarni.com. You can subscribe. If you subscribe, you do not have to pay. It is I'm never going to take outside money for this. I'm never going to do advertising on it. It's all my public outreach and what I want to do to actually promote good election discourse in Onondaga County and beyond. And you can check out everything on there. My Wonky Wednesdays, my Commissioner in Cars, my Zoom with Zarnies, and anytime I testify or write an editorial, it's been on there as well. So check it out, and I hope you like it. In the meantime, stay safe. The masking mandate has been lifted in New York, but I still carry it. I still carry my mask because there are many businesses that require it. And if they require it, I'm going to honor that. And by the way, if you're in an Uber, wear your mask. It's public transportation. Whether you're on a bus, airplane, rideshare, taxi, you have to wear your mask. And also, remember to, if you are feeling sick, to get tested. And if you haven't gotten your vaccination, if you haven't gotten your booster, get that done. The more you get that done, the better we will be prepared for the next wave, and also the better we'll be prepared to get out of this current wave and going back to normal sometime this summer, or as normal as can be. It's really on us at this point. We have to do the work. And if we can, then we will, be able to beat this virus once and for all. But cases are still pretty high in Onondaga County. Deaths are still pretty high. Every death is a tragedy, so please protect yourself. Get yourself tested, get yourself vaccinated, get yourself boosted, and wear a mask if asked to in public spaces. All right, thank you very much. Enjoy the rest of your day. Sorry about the camera. I don't know what's going on here. That's why I don't normally shoot in the daytimes. Next week, I'll be back to 5 o'clock, but I wanted to get on early just in case you're watching this live and think you have to change your party. You got 3 hours, 2 hours and 45 minutes. Get down to your local board of elections and get it done. Thank you very much. Bye-bye, and enjoy.